Okay, it's time to get the to-dos. So we'll click on this one and then again, uh, Gitpod. So for Gitpod, um, we'll start, we'll start once we can get git fetch. Um, we'll remove the gitpod YAML because that will conflict with our stuff. So git merge origin main, and that's how we update our branch. Um, the thing is, it might get a little bit too what how do I say this um rowdy in here in essence. So let's say we'll have it as services. We'll refactor this here, and then we'll have the general here, which is index.js, have it, and also we'll also have the to-dos here. So let's just have let's say create to-do.js. So here we just do this const um uh, uh let's say general which is async request response. So what we do is transfer this one. So this is how we do this. And then for this one, we could just sort of copy this whole thing. Well, actually, more of like um, paste. There you go. Not paste, but cut. Cut and paste. So we export it as create to do is equals to this one. Export const. Sorry. Now that this is done, we can just do this. Create to do. And what's the other one? General. Um, so we remove this and then just do general. And then we import, we cut this, move this here because this is the one that is sort of needing it the most. And we just import general from index.js and create to do from create to do. Now, that means we have refactored. So just for sanity check, we test it out. If it works, oops. Okay, we need to install things first. There you go. Then test. Oh, it failed. What made it fail? Service to do's. It says cannot find module to do's. Because we have changed. It's not utils anymore because it is expecting there's a utils folder here. So we will change also this one. Now it's working. So we have git add all, git commit chore, refactor code so that it doesn't clutter app.js. So let's get many to-dos. So for getting the many to-dos, we'll just actually copy this, get many to-do. We don't need the save because we are not saving. We don't need v4 because we are not saving. So we get, and then actually we are expecting what? Maybe limit of 5. So we will be using query. So query, then from here we are saying that if there's a limit 5 and ordered by create date. So there's a limit. We're expecting a limit. Don't need this. So we'll have a list, and then const to do's is equals, we'll use the object entries because to do's is something that is if we check our DB, it's actually a dictionary, and if we check object entries in MDN, what it does is you have this and it returns a key, a array which it has the element key, uh, 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 which has the element key as the first value of the array. The second value is of course the value of the object. So you'll have key value pair of the object entry. So in essence, it becomes an array of array. So from here now, we'll have it as db.todos, and then we map it. Uh, map is the ability to transform the array um, as such. So what we're doing is, so I'm just going to show you what happens here. So let's say I'll remove this first. So to do one, so I'm just going to show you what to do one is, so that you'll see what is happening. Then we're just returning the list. Then const to do's 2 is equals to do's 1 map, which is a function of key value. So it's actually an ID and a to do, which we will return as ID and to do. So remember the one that we did in create to do, where we did this. So console.log to do's 2, and then um, we want to sort. To do's to sort is equals to do 1 to do 2. Now we want to sort it as um, descending. So if you created date, so this is how you make it as a descending. Console log to do's 2. Now the thing with sort is that array sort JS. As you can see here, I didn't put it on another array or another variable. The thing with sort is it will sort an array in place. Uh, so like you can see here, you don't need to like need to save it because it mutates the variable itself. So but you can also like do so later on. Um, so I mean put it on a variable, but in essence this one mutates. So you'll hear about things. We'll make it like a function so that you'll understand more what this does. So mhm, there you go. So it mutates the to-dos to change the list. And now, because I have a limit here, um, for consts, actually for let uh, count is equals to 0, count I um, count is less than limit, and then count plus plus. Well, let's use let's use let count equals 0 here, while list is less than less that length is equals to, I'll delete this, less that length is less than limit. um, let's list wait, I don't know if what is better. hmm, I'll just use this is not sort of um, the best setup, but let's just do this. So to do's 2. So we're going through the array of the to-dos, and list dot push to do. So we're just adding the to do in the list. If list dot length is um, so one, if list dot length is greater than or equal the limit, then we break the function. So let's just try that. We can use the browser to the get the function, because I mean get the value, because um, browsers use the get method when we access this. So okay, so it's oh yeah, I forgot it hasn't been done. So get many to do, fastify get this one, and then get many to do. So we import get many to do from this one. So as you can see, it already has restarted, and there you go. So um, as you can see here, it's something that is doesn't look good, so we can use Postman. Can use Postman. Just use get send, and this is where we at. So let's just say let's run some tests here so that we can sort of create um, new data. So as you can see, when we did the test, the get many to do's was not covered. So from line 4 to 35, line 4 to 35, it is not covered. So that means we need to create the test. But just to show you what is also happening on this one, we added like the console log. So um, we'll just add to do's 1, and then to do's 2, and then sorted. So let's just um, send. So it would show this one. Now, look at this. Seems weird. You have your new to do, true, false, new. But look at it. It's going to be sort of hard to show. Um, let's just change some of the items. So 3, 4. So so 2 something, and then 4, and then 3. That is the the setup. But let's check if um, this one is um, greater than this one. So let's just check that out. Node, is this one greater than this one? Uh, it's false. So so this one was created earlier. Let's see if ah okay, sorry. I should be looking at should be so I'm checking the database itself, not the list. So as you can see, it says new to do, new to do. Okay. It's a bit hard. New to do 2, new to do, then new to do 4, new to do 3. Now let's see. This one is greater than uh, can let me just check. For const I in to do's 2 would be easier to do this. Of sorry. Of created date of to do's 2 console.log new date created date. Then this is the title. So we will do this sorted, unsorted. So let's see. Look again, making sure that our debuggers are so the unsorted one 53 53 1257. Because we have created like a test. Okay, so let's just do this. We'll remove the to-dos here. Remove all of these things. Then we'll create something raw JSON title first to do so that it makes it easier to check if to do one. So send, then second to do two, send, third to do three, send, fourth to do oops to do four, send, fifth to do five, send, six, send, and seventh to do. So we're going to check visually if our we did do a get, we only get five. So as you can see, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So it's working correctly. If we add a limit, so the query params is limit is equals to 3. So this is how you add a query param. It will return 3 items. So in essence, it's working out correctly. As you can see, if it's unsorted, it will go first, second, third, fourth, sixth, seventh, and if it's sorted, seventh to downwards. So we don't need to sort of like oh yeah, just to show you what this one looks like. You can see that this is the key and this is the value of the to-dos per item. So actually, what we can do is to just move this as a series of um, series of items, or I mean series of functions. And we can also make it as one line, but that would sacrifice readability for this one. So we don't need that anymore. We just need to do this, and it should return as always. Now, how do we test this? Test this by get many to do that test.js. We copy this. Get many to do should work. Don't actually we can prepare um, we can prepare for this one So what we need to do is, how do I do this? Let's just copy this one. Test. Should return. No, no. I'm just thinking about how to test this one. But should return a list of objects. So you don't need this. You just need get. Don't need this. And the status should be there. Now expected ID um, result um, length must not be uh, must not be more above 5. Let's try this one. Then with default limit, then this one, if we have limit equals to 2 result length. So npm test, check this out, passes, then it passes. Okay, it works. Oh, okay. So now it has covered our code. So um, git add all, git commit, feat, add get many to do. So git push. There you go. We should be able to compare pull request, add get many to do with limit, create pull request, merge pull request, confirm merge, delete branch. And actually, while we are at it, we can go on the get on delete. From here on out, we can just create a branch. From here, we'll just paste it here. There you go. And we can start with just getting the to-do from here. Now, how do we do this? Just copy this, get to do, change the name, get to do. We don't need the query. What we need is params. And what we have said here is that we will get it from the to-do ID. So we'll get to-do ID. And we just get to-dos equals we'll use ID. So we change the to-do ID into a variable ID. Then we just get const. Actually, we can just return ID dot 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 to-do's ID. And we just delete this. So, given that, we'll try it out. If we get this, put it here. Oops, before that, it shouldn't show up. It should, okay, not found. So, we'll have to add it here. Now, how do we know that it should check the to-do ID in Fastify, and as well as, let's say, if you're using Express, we have this particular pattern called colon to do ID. So this determines that this is not a path but a variable, and we just get to do. So we import it, get to do. And so if we test it out, oops, it should be okay. API to do. Test it out, we get this one. So we are getting it correctly. And so we just add another test to do.js. Oh, sorry. Should be to do.test. And for this one, we just copy this. We want to create something first so that it's something that you to do some uh, for get. So get a to do should work. Should return the object given an ID. So first is await app that inject this one. Const create response, and then const ID is equals to await create response dot JSON. So we just copy this inside. Okay, we just copy this. Then we just get given the ID. Now we don't need this anymore. And we must make sure that whatever we got, the ID must be equal to the ID that we got. So in essence, what this does is it creates the to do first. We get the ID from there, and then we try to see if it is accessible using the API. And it should the return of that API should be equal to the ID that we got on the create, as well as it should be equal to the items um, that we expect. So if we do another test, oops, it failed. So there's something that failed here. It says create response.json. Ah, create response. Oh, okay. It should be lowercase. npm test. There you go. It passed. So git add all, git commit chore, no, not chore, add get only one to do, git push, and that should we should be able to compare pull request, added get one only to do, create pull request, merge pull request, confirm merge, delete branch, and if we check out main again, git pull, we should see all of the things that we did. And that's it. We are now on our last two, and we should be able to complete our to do crude.